How about Brics? You know, the BRIC states, there are like 6 of them, and they were trying to destroy our dollar. You know, they wanted to create a new currency. They probably wanted to use the yuan. China, they wanted to use the yuan.
What if the US dollar, long considered the king of global currencies, is slowly losing its crown? That's not a theory anymore. It's a trend playing out right now, and it's being led by a coalition of countries you have definitely heard of. BRICS. That's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. But guess what? The group is growing, and so is its ambition. This isn't just about currency anymore. It's about global influence. In 2023, something big happened. For the first time, more than 20% of global oil transactions were carried out without using the US dollar. That's a historic shift, and it's triggered by a fiery political reaction.
And Biden said, well, this is a tough situation. I said, is any BRIC state that even mentions the destruction of the dollar will be charged a 150% tariff. The BRIC states just broke up. I don't know what the hell happened to them. We haven't heard from the BRIC states lately.
US President Donald Trump didn't hold back. He threatened a whopping 150% import tariff on BRICS nations. His message was clear. Washington sees this challenge as serious. But that reaction also highlighted something else. The US may be worried about losing its grip on the financial system it once dominated. If you are already intrigued, hit that like button and share this video with someone who has been wondering what's really going on with the global economy. BRICS isn't just some informal chat group of emerging economies anymore. It's becoming a global powerhouse. In 2023, the alliance officially welcomed Egypt, the United Arab Emirates, Ethiopia, and Cuba. That expansion means BRICS now represents over 10% of the world's countries and an impressive 36.7% of global GDP. That's more than the G7, which sits at 30%. At the 2024 BRICS Summit in Kazan, Russian President Vladimir Putin made a stunning announcement, a prototype of a new BRICS currency. Not just another digital token, but a gold-backed paper note powered by blockchain designed specifically for cross-border trade. A statement loud and clear. BRICS wants its own financial lane and it's building it fast. This new currency isn't just about shiny tech or returning to gold. It's a political statement. It's BRICS saying we want out of the dollar's shadow. Despite pressure from Washington, BRICS nations are working on a cross-border payment system that completely bypasses the dollar. They are using their own national currencies, gold for value stability, and blockchain for digital efficiency. Gold is key here. Why? Because it's seen as a safeguard against inflation and a hedge against the unstable monetary policies of the West. Nowhere is this shift more visible than in energy. In 2023, nearly 20% of oil trades didn't involve the dollar. That's huge. Oil has long been the dollar's stronghold, so this isn't just economic news, it's a political earthquake. One standout example, Cuba. After more than 60 years of US sanctions, Cuba has now joined BRICS Plus. With access to BRICS development funds, loans, and trade deals that don't depend on the dollar, Cuba's inclusion sends a powerful message. There is now an alternative for nations sidelined by the West. With gold coming back and blockchain connecting economies, we are entering a multipolar financial world. That means there is no longer a single country or currency calling the shots. The dollar isn't vanishing tomorrow, but it's definitely not untouchable anymore. And this shift could reshape global power as we know it. Now, let's bring this back to politics, especially Donald Trump. His rise to power wasn't random. He knew how to position himself as the outsider, the businessman fed up with politics as usual. It worked, at least for a while, but not everyone stayed convinced. A 2024 research study showed that nearly 70% of Americans felt manipulated by oversimplified political messages that ignored facts. That growing frustration has fueled political division, social unrest, and even economic instability. Then came February 2025. In a major civil case, Trump was ordered to pay nearly $355 million for inflating his wealth to get favorable loans. It wasn't just a courtroom drama, it rattled the markets. Investors don't like uncertainty, and Trump's legal problems added another layer of volatility. These moments reflect more than just headlines. They show how blurred facts and constant controversy can weaken not just political credibility, but national governance itself. And that's dangerous. It makes policy making harder, drains public trust, and even weakens the economy by scaring away investment and talent. What do you think? Are we really seeing a shift in global power, or is this just noise? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your take. While the US is caught up in economic turbulence and political storms, Canada is quietly repositioning itself on the world stage. With Mark Carney as Prime Minister, the country has taken some sharp turns. First, he inked a new defense pact with Australia and opened trade talks with the EU. The message: Canada doesn't want to be too dependent on its southern neighbor. Domestically, Carney cut income taxes for low-income families, scrapped the carbon tax, and redirected money from US tariffs back into Canadian businesses and workers. It's a plan focused on long-term growth and economic independence. But he didn't stop here. Carney expanded public services like dental care for low-income households and increased foreign aid not just out of goodwill, but because he sees global stability as key to Canada's security. And by ending domestic trade barriers by July 1st, he's aiming to create a seamless national market, something that could boost economic performance and national unity. To cement this shift, Carney called for early elections on April 28. He wants a clear mandate from voters to push ahead with these reforms and to show the world Canada is charting its own path. Canada's pivot also touches national defense. Carney's government is now buying high-end military tech from Europe, nuclear submarines from France, and radar systems from Australia. It's even reconsidering the $19 billion deal for F-35 fighter jets from the US. Why? Because US foreign policy has become unpredictable, and Canada wants more reliable long-term partners. That's why Ottawa is also exploring systems that could eventually replace NORAD, the symbol of US-Canada military cooperation. This isn't just about equipment, it's about sovereignty and reshaping alliances. While all this plays out, the US economy isn't looking so hot. The stock market has lost over $3.5 trillion in value and consumer confidence is dropping. Trump's unpredictable tariff policies have only made things worse, throwing supply chains into chaos and driving up prices. He backed up tariffs on Canada and Mexico after facing backlash, but that only underlined how unplanned these decisions really were. Add to that ballooning national debt and rising inflation, and the picture isn't pretty. The EU is also pulling away. Trump's tariff hikes on European goods have triggered a trade war, and Europe is now looking elsewhere for its imports. This could mean less demand for American products in the future, further straining the US economy. What's clear is that Brics is no longer a distant player. It's a central figure in a changing global order. With a gold-backed currency and digital infrastructure, it's offering an alternative system, and countries like Canada are realigning their alliances to prepare for this new reality. China's role is also huge as it cuts exports and reduces its US Treasury bond holdings. America is facing not just inflation, but the real risk of a deeper supply chain crisis. The battle over who controls essential resources and financial standards is heating up, and we are all watching it unfold. So where does this all go? The answer isn't simple, but one thing is for sure. The world is shifting fast, Brics is rising, the US dollar is being challenged, Canada is pivoting, and old alliances are being rewritten. If you made it this far, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a deep dive like this one. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more.